Chapter 10 of The Way Toward Health is titled A New Beginning: Instructions, Suggestions, and Resolutions, and When to Ignore These. In this chapter, Seth provides guidance on how to approach making positive changes in one's life, particularly in regards to health and well-being. He emphasizes the importance of having the right mindset and attitude when embarking on self-improvement, while also cautioning against becoming too rigid or dogmatic in following specific instructions or resolutions. Seth begins by acknowledging that many people approach the new year or other milestone moments with resolutions and plans to improve their lives. While he sees value in this impulse for positive change, he warns against setting unrealistic expectations or becoming overly fixated on following a strict set of rules. As he states, "It is fine to make resolutions, to promise yourself that you will do this or that. But if you find yourself unable to live up to your promises, then you are better off dropping them entirely and starting over." This sets the tone for Seth's overall approach in this chapter. He encourages readers to be flexible, forgiving of themselves, and willing to adapt their methods as needed. Rather than rigidly adhering to a predetermined set of instructions, Seth advises tuning into one's own inner wisdom and natural inclinations. A key theme that Seth emphasizes throughout the chapter is the importance of maintaining a playful, joyful attitude when pursuing self-improvement. He suggests approaching changes with a sense of adventure and curiosity, rather than grim determination. As he puts it, "If you decide to alter your behavior in any way, to change any habit, then you must also have a sense of play, a sense of adventure. You must look forward to the project with anticipation and good humor." Seth argues that this lighthearted approach is far more effective than trying to force change through sheer willpower or self-discipline. By making the process enjoyable, we tap into our natural motivation and creativity. Another important point that Seth makes is that true, lasting change comes from altering our core beliefs and attitudes, not just our surface behaviors. He cautions against focusing solely on external actions without examining the underlying thought patterns that drive them. As he states, "It is useless to change your behavior if you do not change your beliefs, for the altered behavior will not last. The behavior will revert to its old pattern." Seth emphasizes that our beliefs shape our reality on a fundamental level. By consciously choosing to adopt more positive, empowering beliefs about ourselves and the world, we can create profound shifts in our experience of life. He encourages readers to examine their existing beliefs, particularly around health, aging, and what is possible, and to deliberately cultivate more expansive, optimistic perspectives. A significant portion of the chapter is devoted to discussing the nature of suggestions and how to use them effectively for self-improvement. Seth explains that suggestions work by influencing our subconscious mind and altering our habitual thought patterns. He notes that we are constantly giving ourselves suggestions, often without realizing it, through our self-talk and mental imagery. Seth provides guidance on how to craft effective positive suggestions, emphasizing that they should be phrased in present tense, affirmative language. He advises against using negatives, "I will not get sick," as the subconscious tends to ignore the negative and focus on the core idea, in this case, sickness. Instead, he recommends framing suggestions in terms of what we do want, e.g., "I am vibrantly healthy." Importantly, Seth stresses that suggestions should feel believable and aligned with our genuine desires. Trying to force ourselves to believe things that feel false or inauthentic is likely to backfire. As he puts it, "A suggestion must fit in with your own system of beliefs. If it does not, your conscious mind will automatically reject it." He encourages readers to start with suggestions that feel attainable and gradually expand from there, rather than immediately jumping to dramatic claims that strain credibility. Seth also discusses the optimal states of mind for working with suggestions. He notes that relaxed meditative states allow suggestions to more easily bypass our conscious skepticism and reach the subconscious. However, he emphasizes that formal self-hypnosis or trance states are not necessary. Simply adopting a calm, focused mindset is sufficient. An interesting point that Seth makes is that we can benefit from positive suggestions even if we don't fully believe them at first. He explains that by repeatedly exposing ourselves to uplifting ideas, we gradually reshape our beliefs and expectations over time. As he puts it, "You do not have to believe a suggestion when you first begin to use it. If you do believe it, fine. If you do not believe it, Then tell yourself that for 5 minutes, you will suspend disbelief. This idea of suspending disbelief and being willing to playfully entertain new possibilities is a recurring theme in Seth's approach. Seth also provides guidance on when and how often to use suggestions. He recommends incorporating them into our daily routines, such as upon waking or before sleep, but cautions against becoming overly rigid or obsessive about it. The goal is to make working with suggestions a natural, enjoyable part of life, rather than a chore. Interestingly, Seth advises against constantly monitoring ourselves for results or improvements. He explains that this can create anxiety and undermine the process. Instead, he encourages trusting that positive changes are unfolding behind the scenes, even if we don't immediately notice dramatic shifts. As he puts it, give the suggestions time to work. Do not be a worrywart, always checking to see how you are doing. Act as if the suggestions were true. This ties into Seth's overall emphasis on cultivating a relaxed, trusting attitude, rather than trying to force change through sheer willpower. Another key topic that Seth addresses in this chapter is the relationship between the conscious and subconscious minds. He explains that while our conscious mind sets intentions and chooses suggestions, it is the subconscious that carries out the actual work of implementing changes. Seth emphasizes the importance of creating harmony between these two aspects of self, rather than having them work at cross purposes. He advises consciously setting clear intentions and then trusting the subconscious to find creative ways to manifest them. As he puts it, you must learn to trust your own spontaneous nature. Your conscious ideas set the stage. Your spontaneous self then finds a way to bring about the results you want. This ties into Seth's recurring theme of balancing conscious intention with a willingness to relax control and allow our innate wisdom to guide us. Seth also discusses the role of emotions in the process of personal change. He emphasizes that our feelings provide valuable feedback and should not be ignored or suppressed. At the same time, he cautions against becoming overly identified with passing emotional states or using them as excuses to avoid growth. He advises developing the ability to acknowledge our emotions while also maintaining a broader perspective. As he puts it, you can feel an emotion and still take a step back from it, so to speak. You can say, I feel angry or depressed or frustrated, but you do not have to say, I am angry or depressed or frustrated. This ability to observe our emotions without being consumed by them allows us to make conscious choices about how to respond, rather than simply reacting out of habit. Seth also addresses the common tendency to use past experiences or perceived limitations as reasons why change is impossible. He emphasizes that the past does not determine the future unless we choose to perpetuate old patterns. As he puts it, the past is over and done with. It has no power over you in the present unless you give it that power. He encourages readers to focus on the vast potential of the present moment, rather than feeling constrained by history. Throughout the chapter, Seth repeatedly emphasizes the incredible creative power that each individual possesses. He reminds readers that we are constantly shaping our reality through our beliefs, expectations, and imaginative capacities. By consciously harnessing this innate creative force, we can profoundly transform our lives. As he puts it, you create your reality through your beliefs about yourself and the nature of reality. If you change your beliefs about yourself and your world, then you change your personal reality. Seth presents this not as mere positive thinking, but as a fundamental truth about the nature of consciousness and its relationship to physical reality. He encourages readers to take seriously their role as creators of their own experience. At the same time, Seth acknowledges that change is not always easy or instantaneous. He advises patience and persistence, reminding readers that lasting transformation often unfolds gradually. He emphasizes the importance of appreciating small improvements along the way, rather than fixating on an idealized end goal. Seth also discusses the value of creative visualization and imagination in facilitating positive change. He explains that by vividly imagining ourselves in an improved state, healthier, more confident, etc., we provide a blueprint for our subconscious to work towards. He encourages engaging multiple senses in these visualizations to make them as rich and immersive as possible. Importantly, Seth emphasizes that visualization should be playful and enjoyable, rather than a forced mental exercise. He suggests approaching it with the spontaneity and enthusiasm of a child at play. This again ties into his recurring theme of maintaining a light, joyful attitude in our efforts at self-improvement. Another interesting point that Seth makes is that we can benefit from imagining positive futures, even if we don't fully believe they're possible. He explains that this helps expand our sense of what's attainable and gradually reshapes our beliefs. As he puts it, if you are ill, imagine yourself healthy. If you are poor, imagine yourself with enough. You do not have to know how these things will come about. You only have to imagine them as vividly as you can. This ties into Seth's overall emphasis on being willing to playfully entertain new possibilities, rather than limiting ourselves based on current circumstances. Seth also discusses the importance of self-acceptance in the process of personal growth. He emphasizes that true change comes from a place of self-love rather than self-rejection. As he puts it, you cannot hate yourself into a version of yourself you can love. He encourages readers to cultivate compassion for themselves, including the parts they wish to change. This creates a supportive foundation for growth rather than an adversarial relationship with oneself. Towards the end of the chapter, Seth provides some specific suggestions for readers to work with. These include, upon waking, telling yourself, "This is a new day, filled with infinite possibilities." Before sleep, reviewing the positive aspects of your day and imagining an even better tomorrow. When facing challenges, reminding yourself, "I have the inner resources to handle this situation creatively." Regularly affirming, "I am a unique and valuable person, worthy of love and respect." Seth emphasizes that these are just starting points and encourages readers to develop personalized suggestions that resonate with their specific goals and circumstances. In conclusion, Seth reiterates the main themes of the chapter: the importance of maintaining a playful, flexible approach to change, the power of our beliefs in shaping reality, the value of working with suggestions and creative visualization, and the need to balance conscious intention with trust in our innate wisdom. He encourages readers to approach self-improvement as an ongoing, evolving process, rather than a rigid set of rules to follow. The overall message is one of empowerment, reminding us that we have far more ability to shape our lives than we often realize. At the same time, Seth advocates for a gentle, compassionate approach rather than harsh self-discipline. By aligning our conscious intentions with our deeper creative capacities, he suggests, we can create profound positive changes in a natural, joyful way. Mental exercise. Here is a mental exercise based on the principles discussed in Chapter 10. 1. Find a comfortable, quiet place where you won't be disturbed for about 15 minutes. 2. Take a few deep breaths to relax your body and mind. With each exhale, feel yourself letting go of tension and worries. 3. Bring to mind an area of your life you'd like to improve, perhaps your health, relationships, career, etc. 4. Now imagine stepping into a parallel reality where you've already achieved this improvement. Really allow yourself to be there, engaging all your senses. What do you see around you in this reality? What sounds do you hear? What physical sensations do you notice in your body? What emotions are you feeling? 5. As you explore this reality, notice the positive changes in how you think, feel, and behave. How is your life different here? 6. Now imagine that you can bring the essence of this improved reality back with you. Feel it integrating into your current self, knowing that you carry the seeds of this potential within you. 7. Take a moment to formulate a simple, positive suggestion based on this experience. For example, I am becoming healthier and more energetic each day, or I am growing more confident and self-assured. 8. Repeat the suggestion to yourself several times, really allowing yourself to feel the truth of it. 9. When you're ready, gently return your awareness to your surroundings, knowing that you can revisit this improved reality anytime you choose. 10. Throughout your day, periodically remind yourself of the suggestion you created, approaching it with a sense of playful curiosity. Remember, the goal is not to force change, but to open yourself to new possibilities and allow your natural wisdom to guide you towards positive growth.